He's the whole package from the grand entrance on the throne, which I thought was a bit much, and I remember texting you saying he better look good after this entrance with the crown and the throne, and he lived up to all the hype. I mean, he delivered. You got your own crown?
I borrowed it for my grandson. It was see, I had to. My wife said, "Please, don't put your head's too big. Don't put it on. And please, if you put it on, don't turn it this way because they'll see that it was for his birthday. Okay, it was for his birthday. But you know what, Ryan, you got to win. It's almost like you put yourself in that position, Ken. I know my take is usually different than other people's, but sometimes people put themselves in a position where they're dared to be great. Where they put it on themselves that if they put the pressure on themselves where they have to succeed. They have to because they put that light on themselves. They took on that weight with that attention that if they don't win, they are going to be embarrassed, that they have to win, that there are no options. And I thought about that. I know it's the promotion and it's the promoters looking to make money and making a big thing. And we saw it. We saw it with Fury when they brought him in. When they brought him in on the throne and all that stuff.
No one was carrying Fury though. I think he was on like a hydraulic, construction lift.
Well, Fury's like 280 pounds, so you would probably need that. But and all that. But I thought, in some ways, I know the promoter's doing it because his name is King Ryan and they want to pump it up and obviously they think he's going to win the fight and all that stuff. He's the favorite, but you never know. But I thought the fighter still has to let himself go along with it. The fighter's very savvy. We talked about that. He's very smart business-wise with the way he does things at such a young age, but he's sharp. And he's the kind of kid that if he didn't think it made sense, he probably might even be one of the few guys that would say no. But that's the first thing that hit me was, he wants the light on him. He wants to make sure that there's no margin. There's no out. There's no area for an out here. That I better freaking perform because I'm putting myself right in the light of it. Well, if I don't, I'm going to look like you know what. And so I thought of that. And I have to say that a lot of people were going to probably say, like you touched on it, it's a bit much. It's being disrespectful maybe. It's, you're saying. But no, I looked at it that way. And look, it's a showman business. This is a entertainment business. Never forget that. First, you got to be able to fight. But once you can fight, all that stuff means something. After the fight and the post-fight stuff that, with the interviews with Ryan Garcia and everything, and with his crown still on. The kid's a kid. He's proud of it. You got to like it. You got to appreciate it. He's proud. He's like a kid. I like to see someone behave like a kid. The sincerity. Because I got my grandchildren. It reminds me every day. That's the only sincere time that you really know that there's a sincerity, there's a realness in people. It's genuine. And so that was genuine. He was proud. He had that crowd. And look, it didn't look nearly as hokey as it did when they put it on poor Mike Tyson. He was young too. But the poor guy. But when they put that after he unified the belt, they gave him the scepter, they gave him the robe, and they had him looking like Conan the Barbarian coming out. Like he's got the thing on, but people said that started looking a little, silly. But Ryan's there just with the crown, not the other stuff that they gave Tyson. And I have to say this, the crown didn't fit. It was, no, they didn't measure it too good. I don't know if they took it from someone else, but they didn't measure it because it was too big. But I wanted to stay too big. I do, because I really like this kid. He's a good kid. Yeah. I think he could be very good for boxing. And other people can too. I'm not saying but I think this kid, he can be an ambassador in a way that not everyone can be. And I hope it stays too big, because if it fits him one day, it means his head grew too much. And so I hope that it stays too big, Ryan. I hope it does, Ryan. And I hope that, I'm getting a little bit off track here. I'll go back. But as long as I'm on this track, I hope you stay the great kid you are. And I think he will, because he's got the right people. Because these young kids that suddenly get something in their life that they never knew for sure they were going to have, money and fame. They hope they do, but they never know until it comes. They need help. The football players do too, Ken. The basketball players. That's why I give so much credit to a guy like LeBron James. You had to have someone around you, or a Michael Jordan, whoever, that they take that kind of fame at such a young age, and they handle it. Because there's so many that don't. We forget that. But there's so many that don't.